I have students all the time who say, "Coach, my forehand, it's so good in practice. It's good in practice, or it's good in my lessons. It's great on the ball machine." And then I get into matches and it all falls apart. And then I'm losing to players I shouldn't be losing to, and I can't even produce the stroke that I know I can produce. And that's true. And what I want to explain using this video clip is some of why that happens and this kind of fundamental misunderstanding about what match tennis is that causes this dichotomy or apparent dichotomy in people's minds. So what this tweet is it says how ATP looks without Sinner, and it's kind of making fun of Coco Gauff for looking so awkward here, right? Like, oh, she's kind of off balance, her follow through looks weird. Here she loses her balance and has to hit the ground with her racket in order to stay balanced. She's falling over there, and even the final volley is a little weird. The thing is, it's kind of poking fun at her and like poking fun at the players who aren't Sinner, because obviously Sinner, looks amazing when he plays. But when I watch this clip, as someone who understands more what creates good match tennis, this is insane. This is actually demonstrating an incredibly high level of skill. The fact that she's able to succeed while off balance, the fact that she knows to hit the ground with her racket there so she doesn't fall over, the fact that she makes that approach shot instead of missing it, the fact that she makes her last volley. So she's off balance on most of these shots, yes, but not only is she hitting the strings, she's actually hitting shots that are so high quality while off balance that she gets her opponent on defense, gets an approach shot, finishes that approach shot with a very difficult approach volley combination, and wins the point. So she's just not making the ball in out of difficult situations. She's hitting quality shots out of difficult situations. And now here's what I want you to think when you think about your matches and your forehand, which is surprisingly so bad in matches. Does it look like this? Because even though, and this is the thing, this tweet it's got 1,000 likes, it's got 100 bookmarks, right? This tweet is kind of poking fun at Coco Gauff, but no, this is how it's supposed to look. I'm going to play this clip for you actually because you probably don't realize how windy it is. So let's play this with the audio for a second. You can see it on her dress too. So almost every single one of these balls, through no fault of her own, is not where she really wants it to be when she has to hit it. And yet, she hits 5 or 6 successful shots in a row, contorting her body, contorting her arm, contorting her balance, and finishes with an offensive combination to win the tennis point. This is match tennis. And this is what's costing you matches. If you think about that ball machine practice, or think about that tennis lesson, or even think about when you were drilling cross court with a partner, did it look like this? Did it feel like this? Did it feel like every shot was a unique car crash and you had milliseconds to decide how to coordinate your body to hit what you wanted to do? Because that's what a match feels like. And if your practice didn't feel like that, your match isn't going to look like this. Every single one of these shots, you could replace Coco Gauff's successful forehand with a shank. Replace that, oh, she doesn't know how to leave her feet like that, it's a shank. Right? This one, oh, she doesn't know how to adjust her follow through like that, so she shanks it. That one's pretty good, but maybe she falls and loses her balance. There, she can't lean over like that, so she shanks it. Last volley, she can't track in the wind, so she shanks it. Literally all 5 of these could be a shank, and you could put her in a high-performance situation, hitting with another 17-year-old, and they could look phenomenal cross-court for 100 shots. That tells you nothing about Coco Gauff's ability to play this tennis in the wind at the highest level, end up at net, end up winning the point. I could put 2 players, both phenoms, or both look like phenoms, in that cross-court pattern, and they could both look equally amazing, and yet Coco Gauff can do this, and if the other one can't, Coco would win the match 0-0. So I'm not trying to, I mean, obviously, I don't really like making fun of players because that's a little mean, but regardless, we know she's awesome. But look, it's got likes, it's got bookmarks. People actually think, haha, look, the WTA, it's so awkward. We need Sinner back because he looks all, he looks hot when he hits his forehand 1,000,000 miles an hour. But no, that's why you can't play matches, is because you have the wrong understanding of what match tennis is. We used to think that athletic performance was about being able to repeat things over and over again the same way. That's what we used to think back when we were naive. We've since learned that's not the case. It's a skill set. It's, I want to hit the ball like this. Do I know how to do that out of a wide variety of different restraining conditions? Can I do it when I'm off balance? Can I not fall over when I'm off balance? Can I hit it when it blows on top of me? And can I track the ball in the air when it's moving? All of that variety, all of these decisions, right? She has to decide how to coordinate her body every single time under a very wide array of variety and decisions. That is why she's so good. That's why I think she's number 3 in the world right now. That is why she's such a good player. It's not because she can hit the same shot 100 times in a row. It's because she can produce the same result with 100 different strokes. And so this awkwardness, this very awkwardness that you see, this very hitting the racket, this very leaning and looking so awkward, that is the talent. That's not because she doesn't have talent. That is the talent. And the more your practices look like this, paradoxically, the more your practices look like this, even if you are missing, the more your practices look like this, the better your matches are going to get. So that's what I want to communicate to you. Practice like this. Push yourself in practice. Make things awkward in practice. And all of a sudden, you're going to notice, oh, yeah, my forehand is really good. My mechanics are good, but I can't actually produce them in this situation or in that situation. Or the second I have to decide on my shot selection, instead of just hitting it to one spot every time, it breaks down. Or maybe the second the ball's not where I thought it was going to be, it breaks down. And then you're going to be able to actually fix those things at practice, and your matches are going to look like this. And your matches should look like this. This is how good tennis looks. Now, in perfect conditions and indoor lighting, if your tennis looked like this, okay, that's not great, obviously. Then you got to work on your tracking, you got to work on your footwork, but you're going to play matches like this in wind. You're going to have balls that aren't where you think they are. If you were to play Rafael Nadal, do you think you'd predict that bounce correctly off the ground every time? No, of course not. There are some things you physically cannot practice for, and so you have to build your adaptability and your fault tolerance into your skill set. That's what this is. That's the misunderstanding that's costing you matches. When we train people, when we help people, we layer in all of the match-ready skills. It's not about teaching you to swing a specific way once every time. It's about giving you a set of sensations to work off of so you can build these instincts into your game. So Coco Gauff's extremely impressive. Jannik Sinner is too. But this is skill. What you're seeing here is skill. All of this awkwardness is skill. And the fact that not only does she keep the ball in, but she finishes an offensive combination is so incredibly impressive.